Kenny here with Gardening Simplified. It's November 28th and I'm starting a new project. This is going to be a continuous video. We'll give some stages updates in it. So let's get after it. Okay, what I'm doing today is, now I had planted this a few days ago. I'm going to grow me some pineapples. And so what I'm doing is I just twist the top out of a pineapple and then and strip the leaves down. This area down here is where it's going to send out its roots. So and the tops look a little rough, but we'll see how they do. Now this one I planted, like I say, just a few days ago, and it's all potted up. You want to soil that's going to hold some moisture, and then plus have some drainage too. So I've mixed up some compost with some perlite, and I think this should do fine for it. We'll see how this does. But what I'll do is I'll do an update here in a week or two or three as this comes along. As there's a noticeable change, I'll go ahead and pot these two up, and like I say, just put your potting mix in there and just push this down in the middle, and then make sure it's firm, and away it should go. Pineapples were on sale. Now I've tried this before and we're going to try it again. When growing pineapples, we're going to grow them from a pineapple. What we're going to do first is we're just going to grab this top and we're just going to twist it out of there. And we'll do this. We got half a dozen here. Being they were on sale, we figured we'd do some freeze drying. And I'm going to plant these tops. So that's the first part of it. Okay, I got my tops up here and I'm getting them prepared to put in water. Now, when you get ready to put these in some water, and this is the best way to wet them down like this. You take these leaves, and I recommend stripping these off till they're about a half an inch down here, somewhere close to it, 3/8 to half an inch. And when you strip these off, take and pull kind of up on them and to the side and pop them off. And the reason why I'm saying this is, as you can see down here at the bottom, these already have some roots coming out. And if you pull down on these, normally what you end up doing is you end up tearing off what's roots are there and tearing off the area that the roots are going to come out. But anyway, after you get this prepared like this, what we're going to do is we're going to set this in some water, and we'll come back to it here in a few weeks, and then we'll see what it looks like as far as how the roots are coming along. And this is going to be the first stage, because now I did try another video, and I might put it in here just to show you the fail, but it was basically, it was kind of like this except potting them into dirt. And then I found out that this method here will get you pineapples quicker, and it's more guaranteed that your pineapple is top is going to survive. So anyway, we'll go like this. We'll change this water every 2 to 3 days. Keep it fresh. Make sure the level's up to where it's about to the bottom of the leaves, or just above where we've stripped the leaves off of. So if it, we'll have it a little bit above that, and we'll watch these roots grow. Okay, and a little update on the pineapples. These, I changed the water regular, and if you look, you can see little white bumps coming out of there. Those are the new roots. It's been 5 days, and they're putting on their new roots. Of course, it'll be a little bit longer, but just to update. Here we're looking at the 10-day update. This is December 26th, and you can see it's no problem telling that these things are growing roots. Won't be long, we'll move on to the next stage of this project. All right, we're into the 13th day on these, and they're getting some pretty good roots. So what we're going to do is we're going to select one that's got some really nice roots like this one here, and we're going to start the second half of the process. So let's get after it. It's December 29th, and what we're going to do today, we're going to take this out of the water. I've got a cutting board here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this up. Now, most videos tell you to just plant this hoe and go on, but like I say, this method is a little bit different, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and section this up. And what to do this, we're just going to cut it in half. And we're going to take these halves and we're going to cut them in half again. And so I've got a bunch of quarters here. Actually, not a bunch, just 4 quarters. Each one of them has some roots on them. Now, once we get here, what we're going to do is we're going to pull out this middle part here. Now, this is really important to get rid of these leaves, because what we're trying to do by doing this is we want to encourage this plant, instead of, as a lot do, grow it up and then a pineapple come out the top, which takes a couple of years. We're going to get this thing to produce a pineapple in hopefully a year to 18 months. So like I say, what we'll do, we're going to pull out these centers. This actually gives you an opportunity to see where these roots, how they're coming down from way up high here. But what this does when you pull this center out is it encourages this to go ahead and set a pup. And pineapple plants will set little pup plants, just like aloe vera or something like that, and then you can plant those. But you can just leave it connected to here. You don't have that problem to have to separate and go plant it, because basically that's what this will be. Now, we'll move some things out of the way here to be easier for cleanup. But we're going to take some, this is potting soil, and it's been moistened. And we're going to leave this down a little bit. We're just going to lay this in here, and we're going to take more potting soil, and we're just going to cover this whole thing here. We're bearing it down here and covering it, and that's kind of got one of them. Get another one. We might have just a little bit too much water in here, but that's not going to be a problem. After a period of time, it'll go out. I'm still going to water this in, even though it's got a lot. That way it'll be able to settle in around the roots, less air around these roots. But we're just going to, like I say, each one of these, and you want to be careful. You don't want to break your roots off when you're doing this. So lay it in there, and then put your soil around it. And we'll do the last one here. Now the thing is, because pineapples take a long time to set the fruit and to grow. Now, I'm in 8B, which gives me a little bit more benefit, but these still, it's just like we have here in a few days, we have some days that's coming up that are going to be in the upper 20s, or say 27, and any freezing temperatures would kill these back. So you have to be aware, if you don't have a greenhouse can keep them a little better, but you will have to use a little heat in most cases, unless you have a really large one that can hold a little, generate more heat in the day and hold a little bit of heat. But extended time of cold weather, it's going to cool down your greenhouse or your high tunnel if it's unheated. Now, what we're going to do is we'll set these aside, and then we'll come back to them later. But I'm going to go ahead and publish this video, which you'll know that because you'll see it. And then I'll try to link a new one once we get down through the progress. That way, if you want to get started with these, you can go ahead and get started. But anyway, this would be a great project for you to do with your kids. You know, if you want a pineapple faster, do it this way. If you don't want multiple plants, still go ahead and cut your pineapple top in half and pop that core out, and then that way you can go ahead and encourage it to start growing that pup. And this other process now, it's going to take a little longer. It's going to have to get rooted in some, and I'm starting them out in small pots. I might need to put them into some bigger pots as we go along, definitely when they get bigger, but I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to put them in ground and try to keep them warm, or whether I'm going to put them in containers and have to move them in when it gets real cold. But anyway, if you've grown pineapples in the past, let me know down in the comments. And if you decide to start this project, well, let me know too. That really encourages me to do more videos, because I know that people out there are helping, or I'm actually helping them to expand their growth and give them the tools to do things. But anyway, I hope you like this video. If you do, I'll give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, just subscribe, hit that bell so you'll be notified. And of course, share this video. It really helps my channel. Happy gardening.